Okay, we've been assigned our code names for the next mission. What do you got?
I'm Robot.
Cool. What do you got?
Spike.
That's pretty neat.
What are you?
Pink. Why do I gotta be Mr. Pink? Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Roll and Move Reviews. My name's Kirk, I'm your host. As always, thank you so much for watching. Today we're going to talk about Codenames, that rarest of party-style games, which reaches levels of acceptance and even accolade in the hobby board gaming community. Is all the hype worth it? And more importantly, can we extract all of our spies before the assassin destroys us all? Let's find out. The game comes with a big pile of these double-sided word cards. You take 25 randomly and spread them out in this 5x5 grid. Then you split into two teams. You got your red team, you got your blue team. And each team selects their spy master. Everybody else is a field operative. The spy masters only will get to randomly select and look at one of these grid cards here. They take the grid card, put it in the stand-up, and they're going to be able to see this. No one else will. This grid corresponds with the grid on the table. So this corner up here, for instance, will orient to that corner up there. And the spy masters see who their spies are, because these words represent the code names of the different spies, but only the spy masters know which spies are on which side. You have the blue and the red spies, then you have bystanders, which are these brown spots, and the assassin over here, which is the black X. The spy master's goal is to give clues that'll get their team to reveal as many of their spies as possible without revealing any of their spots on the board. The other team's spies, bystanders, or especially the assassin. To do this, they're going to give clues. And their clues will hopefully correspond with as many of their spies' words on the table, and that hopefully have nothing to do with enemy or neutral spots. The spy master can say two things: a word, which is their clue, and a number. The clue obviously corresponds to as many cards on the table as possible. The number is the number of cards you think you can get them to guess with just that one word. So for example, I may say appendage 2. Trying to get my team to guess arm and hand. You're going to try and get more than 2, as many as you can. I may say Sergeant 3, because police sergeant, staff sergeant, Sergeant Rock. So you give your clue, you say your number, and you let your team guess. If they guess one of your words, even if it wasn't the word you're trying to get them to guess, you cover it up with one of your spies, and they can continue guessing. If they guess the other team's spy, you reveal that, and your turn ends. Same thing if you reveal a bystander. Bystander really has no effect other than end the turn. If they pick the assassin, game ends. The assassin kills your whole team, and that side loses. The first team to reveal all of their spies wins the game. The team that reveals the assassin loses. And that's how you play Codenames. I've been lucky enough to play this game with several different groups. The first being my family in a party setting. These are the people that I'll usually play games like Buzzword or Taboo with, so of course it was right up their alley. I also introduced it to my gaming group because I want to see what they would think about it. Usually they're pretty biased against party games. They'll play them independently with their own friends and families outside of game night, but when you have shelves and shelves of elegant hobby board games, they really shy away from wasting their time on a party game. But I was pleasantly surprised to find out that they enjoyed it too. However, it was two very different experiences. When I was playing with my family, I had a big group of people ranging in age from 6 years old up until the mid-70s. Now, the box does say 14 and up, but when you're playing at a casual party setting, you can let younger kids play as field operatives and make guesses with the rest of the team, and I think everybody's going to be okay with it. Everyone across the board loved this game. Everybody wanted their chance to be the spy master. Even the people who I thought might be a little bit shy and unwilling to get involved really jumped right in and had a great time with it. If you're playing with a big group, be prepared to play enough times for everyone to be the spy master at least once, because that's what everybody's going to want a chance to do. You look at those cards on the table and you think, oh, this is going to be easy because all those words relate to each other. But it's not until you're sitting on the other side and you have that spy master grid in front of you and you realize, wow, I can only use some of these words. And there are a lot of ways I could give away the other team's clues because our words are so similar. Everybody wanted that experience. Everybody's going to want that experience when you play. The gaming group session was a little different. Again, you're playing with more serious gamers. You're going to take the game more seriously. And it was a smaller group, so there wasn't a whole lot of shouting and fighting. It was a little more cerebral and thought out. The one thing I did discover playing with my gaming group, and probably the only negative thing I have to say about this game, is if you're playing with people who are really cutthroat and want to win at all costs, there are ways to game the system. The game plays by basic charades rules, no sound-alikes, no variations of the same word, things like that. But there are ways to get around that. Even if you're not trying to, just by the natural legal table talk going on, spy masters and field operatives alike can kind of pick up on cues and figure out ways to manipulate the game and work around the rules. Unfortunately, even if you're not trying to do this, there's really no way to prevent it from happening naturally sometimes. It's just up to the players policing themselves. And I worry that in certain situations that may make the game a little less fun. It's also important that the players playing as the spy master really follow the rules strictly. Basically, all you're allowed to do is give your clue, give your number, and stare at the wall. You can't say, think about this one hard, guys, or hey, Jim, this one's for you. Remember that time we did this? Think about it. A lot of spy masters I've played with have the habit of doing this. As their teammates are inching closer to picking a word, they'll give it one of these like, eh. Or maybe as their team's veering off in a certain direction, kind of give one of these, and you're not allowed to do that. That might be another problem with it, is it's too easy to ruin the whole game with just a little gesture or look or something. So you have to be very careful playing as a spy master. Like I said, there's two ways to play this game. You can play in a big party setting with a lot of people shouting over each other, trying to give the answers, arguing out. Or you can play in a smaller group. You can play with as little as 4 players, 2 against 2. And in that situation, it's a lot more cerebral, a lot more thinky. No arguments or competition, just one person giving clues, one person making guesses. Personally, even though it's a party game, I think I prefer that second way a little bit more, just because it's too easy for the right answer to get shot down. I was playing with my family, and my daughter was on my team, and as soon as I gave a clue, she would guess my answers immediately, but the rest of the team kept talking her out of it every time. So I like the idea of sitting down and just having one person to give your clues to, making that connection with them, and trying to get them figured out. But both ways are fun. There's not a whole lot of negatives to say about this game, especially if you're looking at it strictly as a party game. If you got a big group maybe you're going to be playing with that doesn't want to play the more serious games you have in your collection, I definitely think this is a good one to try out. Codenames. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for watching this video. Please leave me a comment, tell me what you thought. Also, I want to hear stories about your experiences playing Codenames. If you enjoyed the video, please click like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like our Facebook page. As always, we are sponsored by AlterEgoGames.net, a great source for buying board games on the internet. You can also go there to watch some of our older videos, which of course you could also find on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Board Game Geek. That's all I got for this time, guys. Until I see you again, have fun out there.
It's my way or the hard way. What's it gonna be, Mr. Pink?